Hey everybody, welcome back to Leosophy. I got three more questions and I'm going to jump right in. Question number one. What is the best carb to grow? I'm assuming that this is sort of like a prep related question. There's no single answer that's going to work perfect, but I will say that I think that for a single person or single family, wheat and barley and rye and oats are a little bit hard to process. It's more labor intensive. Rice, very similar, unless you're in an area where it's just super common to grow. So what I think is actually the best is a combination of potatoes and corn. And if you are growing just corn, by the way, potatoes are you're good. The reason why I would recommend both, though, is for one reason: potatoes, if something bad does happen, like too many potato beetles or some sort of famine-causing blight, you're more covered. But one thing that's important to note is with corn, you actually can't get niacin, which is an important nutrient, unless you nixtamalize it, which just means you soak it in ash water. I mean, literally, like burn ash wood, and you soak it, and you make hominy out of it. That's called nixtamalization, and it unlocks the niacin that's actually in the corn, but is not viable until you do that. So, just a really important thing to note that if you don't make hominy out of corn and you grow it exclusively as your primary carbohydrate, you're going to eventually run into niacin deficiency. So, just a heads up. But yeah, potatoes and corn for one person or a small family. Do you have any life hacks for someone who is averse to meditation? Not really. It's like flossing. Like, nobody wants to do it, but then when they do that, they feel better. Actually, I guess it's more like the dentist, because you don't feel that much better after flossing. But it's just hard to start. That being said, if it's exclusively for anxiety, there is one little trick, and that's called box breathing. It's an extremely short. It's like the Diet Coke of meditation, and that's just where you inhale and count to 4 as you inhale. And then as you exhale, you also count to 4. And all that is that's what's called box breathing, 4 and 4. A box is 4 sides, 4 corners, 4 angles, etc. That's just one little thing, but really, I mean, it's just more about starting. It's about initiating it. That's the challenge, so just do it. Same thing with writing, same thing with a lot of things that are good for us that we don't want to do. Eating your vegetables. So yeah, that's it for that one. Hope that answers it. Next and last question. What are the smartest invertebrates? Well, there's 3 that come to mind in different categories. So if we're talking like invertebrates in general, also mollusks, which mollusks are invertebrate, I just mean like it's number 1 in both categories, would be cephalopods, especially. I mean, I'm really not sure what's smarter, cuttlefish, octopus, or squid, but my money's on octopus, so octopus. And then when we're talking arachnids, the Portia spider is a kind of jumping spider that is incredibly intelligent, to a point where it actually challenges our conceptions of, how smart a brain of a certain size can be. It's really nuts because they technically, I mean, they have ganglia, but I don't even know if I would actually go so far as to call it a brain, and yet they're intelligent to a point where it's kind of like some birds need to, get out of the way in terms of ranking on intelligence. So they're remarkable. Lastly would be in terms of insects, and that would be the honeybee. The honeybee has about 10 times the neurons of your average insect, and it shows with their behavior and abilities. So that's all. Like, share, subscribe, keep asking questions. Bye.